this, and what I want to start, not so much on Bitcoin today or yesterday, but you. You were a foreign exchange trader. You were working on Wall Street. What drew you to this cryptocurrency world, which has been around since 2008, but it's gotten just hotter than ever the past few months? What drew you in? What was it about it to see the potential that a lot of other people just said, it's just a speculative thing that's going to come and go?
Well, I've always been fascinated by how the world works, and a lot of the things that drive that are money. So my fundamental understanding was in foreign exchange markets, learning about the currencies and how they moved around the world. When I realized that there was a universal currency that everyone could accept, follow, trade, and be a part of, that really captured my attention. So that's how I got into Bitcoin, knowing that everyone can participate in Bitcoin.
So here you are at Binance US. Tell us more about what Binance is, what role it plays in this market, and how you came to go, again, from being a currency trader to being the CEO of this US division.
Yeah, so you think about how a market is built. So there's infrastructure players, and that's certainly where I see myself and our team fitting in. The idea of giving access or getting access into these new markets is critical for these currencies to begin to trade. That involves connecting the liquidity or those market makers, as well as those interested buyers and the different segments of the market that need to have access to these cryptocurrencies, be it retail traders, be it institutional traders, be it now even treasuries that we're seeing want access to these digital assets. That's really where Binance US is a US regulated safe marketplace, allowing for buyers and sellers to interact and be able to trade up to 50 currencies, whether on their phone, API, or on a website.
But actually, when we've seen, you take a look at the recent rally, Catherine, I find it interesting that the ownership concentration when it comes to these, so-called Bitcoin whales has actually increased along with the rally. So what does that tell you about retail concentration or retail broadening and what it means for the more mainstream development of the asset class?
One of the fascinating components of digital assets is that 24/7 ability to trade. And this is a shocking change for us, for those that have not been able to trade different assets or even different events over the weekends at odd hours around the world. So bringing digital assets into an area where most of the US has been sitting put, this is a chance for them to kind of interact with the future that's ahead of them. So where we're seeing people participate on the weekends, in the evenings, around digital asset trading, this is bringing people together under understanding where their future is headed. And in that place, people are voting and seeing it from their trading activity. We saw a 3 times increase of our easiest way to buy Bitcoin over the last 7 days. That's an insane amount of new users coming into our platforms, coming in through our mobile devices or our mobile apps to be able to trade Bitcoin through Binance US. So it's really remarkable to see this both led by the institutions, approving it, validating these cases, as well as seeing the retail support come in, eager to get a part of this digital future.
But we're looking at data that suggests that over 70% of Bitcoin accounts actually hold less than 0.01 of Bitcoin in them. So is it true to say that obviously the big market moves, the market, money price setters are really still the early adopters and the big players here?
You can see the early adopters certainly experiencing the most euphoria they've ever had. We're crossing some technical lines that they've only been dreaming of. So the last ones that are coming into the market are definitely the first ones that are learning about Bitcoin a little later in the game than those that were early on adopters or kind of the OGs of Bitcoin. The best part about these markets, though, is there's not a discriminatory aspect. You can have internet access and the understanding of how Bitcoin works with the ability to come into any marketplace and become available into this market. So I really want to emphasize that age is not, Bitcoin versus wine. The longer someone holds on to it, it certainly is exciting to experience years of this development, but anyone can participate in these markets. And there's certainly an active growth in terms of the jobs that people are able to take on in digital assets, as well as just understanding digital assets yourself. It's never too late to start.
Certainly. What about safety? What about cryptocurrencies that have been hacked? I know 2020 was a much smoother year. DeFi apparently still lost millions of dollars. 2019 was amazing, though. 12 big cryptocurrency hacks. what do you tell us about that? It seems to me that this is still a vulnerable system if hacks can still occur. And again, maybe 2020 wasn't bad, but maybe the hackers are just waiting to figure out another way to go to it in 2021.
If you break it down into playing in your backyard has some risk elements, playing on the internet has a lot more. Every time you're going to be interacting with the internet, be it for your own communication, be it for your own data collection, be it for your own money use or digital assets, you really need to take precautions in understanding how the internet works. That involves understanding your own privacy, taking care of how you're storing your information, and really being alert at all times. That's one of the most important things about being involved in digital assets, is you just need to take those steps and measures to make sure that you're doing so safely.
Are you confident that the various exchanges and the various companies that are creating all these different kinds of cryptocurrency products have this under control?
Cybersecurity and our security of our personal users' information is critical. That is our top priority, to make sure that their funds are safe, as well as the information that they provide for us to go through our KYC and BSA program to understand who our users are. Those are all kept safely. And this is something that we continue to improve upon, as well as keep the main focus of the platform, in addition to understanding how the liquidity can be improved, and as well as the product. So I think that's, you've got to have a priority and an emphasis towards the security for your users' sake and for your platform success first, before anything else.
So your call for potentially 100,000 by the end of 2021, that makes, a 50% rally in December look like peanuts, right? Do you tell us about why you're convinced that that's a level that it's going to get at? And is that what you see fair value as being for Bitcoin?
I grew up a foreign exchange trader at Morgan Stanley, so I know that a crystal ball is a crystal ball. If I was good at calling price predictions, I probably wouldn't be working as hard as I am. So I certainly see the work that we've got cut out for us. Finance US is not yet operating in all 50 states, so that's a goal of ours for 2021, to operate in more states. We've also got to encourage the education of people fully understanding the risks at hand in terms of digital assets, but also the benefits, and letting them get access into this next digital future for them. So we've got our work cut out for us. Anyone involved in Bitcoin right now knows we're not even done yet in terms of the work, the effort, and the innovation that's ahead. As well, we're seeing great efforts on the regulatory front. Just a recent piece coming out from the OCC with Brian Brooks, allowing for or providing a guidance around stablecoins and being allowed to be used by US banks for settlement. Same way as the infrastructure that we use for SWIFT or ACH, possibly opening the door to more access through digital dollars. So with these components in place, we certainly have a lot of momentum headed in the right direction. I can certainly only cheer for Bitcoin to go higher from here.
Does that mean you're walking back from that 75,000 to 100,000 call that you made?
Not a chance, not a chance. I'm bullish. Let's go 100. But it's a crystal ball, let's be real.